Welcome to the L Spot Show Season 3. We are your new hosts. I'm Angela Yvonne.
And I'm Michael Mills.
And I am so excited for this season because this means it's bigger and it's better.
That's right. We'll be hosting some great influential people in tech, entrepreneurship, and the latest trends this season.
And I will be introducing you to Vegan Pop, where I take a willing soul to the hottest spots in New York City and possibly convert one to coming over to the green side.
That sounds yummy. I'll also be talking and starting a new segment about science and how we as younger millennials, people just of this generation in general, can get more invested in the way that science is shaping our world around us.
Well, maybe you can convert me into being a scientist because I didn't do so well in school.
Oh, that's okay.
So stay tuned to all that and more on the Season 3 of the L Spot Show.
I'm claiming my time, taking what's mine. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action.
On today's show, The Good, the Bad, and Still in Love, we will be discussing relationships and how to keep them happy and healthy. Mike, have you ever been in an unhealthy relationship?
No.
Oh, well, I guess I'm the only one. But since it's only geared towards me, Mike, we have someone here that is going to help us get our relationships together. We have author Stacey Jay, and she wrote the book, Just You and I, and this book will change your life.
Awesome. Let's welcome Stacey Jay to the show.
Yes.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So tell us a little bit about this book and what inspired you to write it.
Okay, so a lot of things inspired it. I feel like in this day and age, millennials especially, like we give up on things way too fast.
Sure.
And I felt like we need to start taking care of our relationships the way we would take care of our health, the way we take care of our careers and our businesses and things like that. So that's why I put together the book. And I didn't just pull it out of nowhere. Like, this is the way I handle my own relationship. A little backstory on it. My boyfriend Joshua and I, we read this book called 24 and Divorced by Leonardo Cavalli. And in the book, it had 10 tough questions on what to do, like, before you break up, before you get married, like before you take any big step. We did the questions, and we were in like the honeymoon phase at that point, and we were like, oh, everything's going great. We did the questions, and we're like, oh wow, there's some things we never spoke about here. So we realized once we did the questions, we needed a way to follow up on the questions. It's like, okay, well, how do we keep track of this? So we decided, let's do a meeting every month, something like this, where we can talk about our issues and stuff like that. We had the next meeting, and we're like, wow, a lot of things happened this month. So we decided, let's do it every week. So every week we take out an hour and we talk about everything that happened last week.
Every week.
Every single week.
You take
Yes,
out take out 1 hour.
1 hour. Sometimes it goes
week?
over an hour, yeah.
This sounds like a commitment.
It is. A relationship is a commitment.
I'm already afraid.
So how did
I'm
you
already overwhelmed.
how did you get to the point where you would be mature enough to have someone say and critique how you, because as women we think that we do everything perfect, but to have someone say, oh, well, you know what, this wasn't cute last week and I need you to get it together. How did you get in your mind that you would be mature enough to receive that criticism?
I think it's always about having that growth mindset. So both of us, we love to grow. We want to grow every single day, not just monthly or yearly. We want to grow every single day. So I'm open to hearing any type of critiques. I don't want to have anything bad said about me or anything like that. So every week when we do talk about things, if there's an issue, I'm actually happy with hearing that there's something I can work on. It makes me a better person.
What qualities do you feel, I know you mentioned maturity, but I think that also comes with some self-confidence as well, yes?
Yeah, definitely. You need to have self-confidence, and you need to self-evaluate a lot.
Yeah.
Because you have to look at yourself first. A lot of people are quick to jump into things and like say, oh, well, you did this wrong, and like they just blame their partner, but you need to take like accountability for things and see what you're doing wrong that might be making your partner act a certain way too.
Right.
So you get to the bottom of things by looking at yourself first.
Okay. So when you think about, I guess, issues that people typically have in relationships, I know something that comes to mind from my own personal experience are arguments. So when it comes to argumenting, I mean, I know that different people have different argumentative styles, and I definitely want to hear your opinion on that. But what are some healthy ways to kind of reel it in so that you aren't like literally shredding each other and just,
So it's like it's really hard to like just give you an answer for that. For me, we don't argue. Like we have disagreements.
What?
We have disagreements.
Yes,
We disagree and we
indeed.
butt heads on a lot of things, but we don't like yell at each other. We don't call each other out of our names or anything like that. Nothing disrespectful, but it's all about really like understanding. Like, do I respect him? Yes, I respect him. I'm not gonna talk to him. I'm not gonna talk down to him. He's not gonna talk down to me. It's all about just respecting your partner, so you don't get to that stage where you're yelling at each other. And I feel like sometimes it might be hard for people, especially if like, you know, you're hot-headed or something like
Right.
that, or like something just like triggers you. But you really got to take a step back before anything and just understand that, you know, I respect my partner.
I want to ask, what since you've mentioned that, and maybe Angela, you can chime in as well as your opinion. But what, when is it a red flag as far as like
Right.
you know someone you respecting your partner? Like I know me for example, I am kind of like you know that was strike number one. You know, like where do you really draw the line? How soon can you just say, you know what, I need to get my deposit back from this relationship.
Right.
I need to take this back to the dealership. I can.
So I think like the best thing is to talk about like the issue as soon as it happens. So it's
Okay.
like if you didn't like the way your partner said something to you, talk about it. Like, I don't like how you just raised your voice at me, or I don't like how you just did that. Maybe you can do this next time. Like provide a suggestion, because a lot of times maybe people don't know how to treat you, or you need to teach them how to treat you. So you give them a suggestion and they'll be like, it's up to them to really listen to it. So if you notice the pattern of them not listening to you, now it's like, okay, do you want to stay or not? Do you want to like maybe talk to them about it again, or just walk away from it? Because I feel like people, they show you who they are in the beginning, and we tend to say, oh
Absolutely.
yeah, it's just strike one, it's strike two, it's strike 58. Like, it
Right.
builds up.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you know that your partner would be receptive to that? Have you, in your upbringing, because I know a lot of this has to do with your self-confidence, self-love, in order for you to be able to exude that to, you know, whoever your partner may be. But how did you know that he would be receptive with that kind of love?
That's a really interesting question. I guess it was just I've been in a lot of toxic relationships in the past, and I didn't want to repeat things, especially with him, because we meshed so well together. Everything just seemed perfect, and I just felt like, you know what, this relationship has to be done right. And if he didn't take things well, then I would know that it wasn't the right relationship. So it's like, just talk about things. You have to talk about your feelings. A lot of people hold it in because they're like, oh, I don't know how this person's going to take it. You have to take that first step and tell them. And if they don't take it the right way, maybe that's not the right person for you.
Okay. So let's go back to just you and I. You spoke about the inspiration for the book. What do you think are some of the key topics that you really like to give to people to help us?
The key topics, okay, so there's a lot of topics in the book, but my favorite one, the one that I think is the most important, is self-evaluation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they don't look at themselves first, and it's so important. People are quick to blame other people, and people also, they don't realize what traumas have like shaped them into the person that they are. So a lot of things that we've dealt with in the past, like we need to talk about them. We need to be willing to like maybe forgive the past, or just like understand that, okay, this made me the way I am. Now I need to create a roadmap on how to fix like what I'm dealing with, like who I am. Because that could be the reason that the relationship isn't working if you have issues. So really self-evaluation is number one. And then also talking about the relationship and maybe things from the beginning of the relationship. It's like sometimes people, they were in that honeymoon phase and they just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna admit that. I'm not gonna tell this person that this bothered me, and then they resent them down the line.
Yeah.
It's like resentment is the biggest killer of
Yeah.
relationships. So I feel like you need to just talk about things. So talking about the past of the relationship and the present, and then what you want for the future.
Right.
The future is really big. If you don't have the same common goals, it's not gonna work out.
No.
No.
So there's no hope. Like if you feel like you got good chemistry, but
If like, so big thing, like for like your moral code and stuff like say
Right.
you really
Okay.
you want kids, like you have these different values. If the values don't mesh, it's just,
that's what they
That
say. They
makes
say
sense.
kids,
Yeah.
religion.
yeah, marriage.
And-
Some people don't want to get married, so that's a big
Right.
thing
Oh,
for
marriage
some.
in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Do you feel like age has anything to do with it as well? Or do you think maybe as people get older, it's a little bit easier to be in relationships, or when they're younger, it's harder? What's your opinion on that?
I don't think age really has anything
Really?
to do with it. Yeah, I think it's just about understanding like how relationships are supposed to work. I feel like we're not taught how to be in relationships. I think that's another main reason I wrote the book, because a lot of people, we see examples of bad relationships at home, or just bad relationships all around us and on TV, on reality shows and things like that. These are our examples that we look up to. So a lot of times people don't have like that example to look at. But if they do have the keys, like if anyone was to read this book and go through it, no matter what age they are, they'd be able to see like, okay, this makes sense. You know, I can make my relationship work by using like the ideals from this book. But I don't think it has anything to do with age, because people aren't taught, and people, especially when you're older, you're stuck in your ways.
Right.
For the most part, people are just
Right.
stuck in their ways. And a lot of people, they can change, but you have to be willing to change. But if you've lived your life that long, it's harder to change.
Okay.
Well, Stacey, you done gave me a lot. And I'm not even in a relationship, but you just made me feel like, let me get this book and maybe I can manifest him. But hold tight, because we still need to talk more to you about your book, talk about all the wonderful things that you have going on. But like I said at the beginning, we are now about to show you what is hot about being a vegan in New York City. I'm going to show you some of the hottest spots. Well, wait a minute. I'm not going to tell you everything. Just stay tuned and watch. I'm Angela Yvonne, and I'm going to be your tour guide to my favorite vegan spots here in New York City. Now, eating vegan can be easy if you know where to go. And yes, it is more than just fruit and salads. We are here at Ital Kitchen on Union Street in Brooklyn, where they do a Caribbean flair to my favorite meat alternative, jackfruit. Let's go eat. We are now inside Ital Kitchen, and I'm here with one of my favorite chefs, Chef Mike, and he's going to give you a little insight on this little bit of heaven here in Brooklyn. Hi, Chef Mike. How are you?
Hi, Yvonne.
How are you doing?
Doing great.
So tell us a little bit about your little slice of heaven here.
My home, I call it.
Yes, your home.
Yeah.
And it's very comfortable when we walk in and everything.
Well,
so tell us a little bit about it.
One's home should be like, and I feel like that's what this represents. Yeah.
So what is the history? But what, like, why did you come up with the name Ital?
Well, it's a Rastafarian word, and I might not have my long dreadlocks, but that's what I am. And it's from the word vital, without the V. And Ital is just the natural state of things. You know?
So you studied at the Cordon Bleu.
I did.
And I know that you studied different types of ways of cooking. So
sure.
why did you decide that veganism was the way to go for you?
First of all, I'm lazy. And I didn't expect that. But meat is just too much work. And look at this little small space of mine that I have. Plus, I want to be healthy. So that was, the main reason was lazy.
Okay.
And the next reason was just want to be healthy.
So that's why you decided to have this little space
This
here?
little space where, you know, doesn't cost that much because it's not humongous.
Right.
And I could hear, I call it my little lab where I just practice things. I just wing it sometimes.
So how long have you been a vegan?
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years?
Yeah.
So you were a carnivore before?
We all were.
So
I love me some meat.
So what was the change that made you decide that, you know, let me just go ahead and do this?
Is having kids. And
Okay.
my motto about kids, if you love them, you take care of yourself. You know, and that's mainly my thing, taking care of myself. I'm almost 50 years old.
What?
Yes, I am. And I want to live, man. You know, I want to be here. I want to see it all. So that's my reason for this path that I chose.
So with veganism, you know that everyone is starting to cross over as far as being vegetarian, and then, you know, the last stop is veganism, dietary veganism. There's people who go all the way through with no leather, no any animal products. Why do you think that there's a surge other than everyone's wanting to be healthy, or it's being the next trending thing?
I think with information becomes easier to get, and things that are out there, and people see these animals are living in stress. And I tell people one of the main sickness is stress.
Right.
So you can't just start your day by just taking on all that stress. And people want to be happy, want to live, and people are getting wiser about things, and that's what's going on now.
Well, you know what I'm here for, so let's eat. I'm ready to eat. So Chef Mike has brought me my favorite dish, curry jackfruit, and this is rice and peas?
Actually, that's rice pilaf with barley, brown rice pilaf with barley.
Ooh, I'm so ready to eat this. So there are a lot of meat alternatives. We're doing soy, we're doing seitan, but jackfruit seems just takes on to the flavors of many different things. Why do you think that it's starting to be so popular now?
It's the new trend, and people love things that other people love, and it's tasty. It doesn't have the stigma of being soy.
Right.
It's a fruit to itself. It's meaty. Some people do it as pulled pork, but I don't do pulled pork because I was just never into pork. But jackfruit now is just the thing that we could do a lot with, and I started out with the curry because I thought that would be easy. But I told you I was lazy.
So with the jackfruit, can you tell me a little bit about the fruit itself, or?
Well, it's. I grew up in Jamaica, and for me, jackfruit is just what we regularly have as kids. We call it the giant of all fruits. It's huge. It's just a scary thing. But we even eat the seed of the jackfruit. We boil it, and But jackfruit is what it is. Jack.
So what other meat alternatives that you use here at Ital Kitchen? But this is my favorite.
We have some soy product, the jerk chicken, and we have a red stepper, which is a steak meat-like, and that's probably just it. All other things are plant-based: oyster mushrooms, cremini mushrooms, and vegetables.
So with the people watching this and they're seeing that there's other options other than eating meat, what would you say would be your first step if someone wanted to come over to the green side?
I say stop frying so much, and it's a journey that starts slow. Just don't go cold turkey. Cut it out gradually. And because, as I tell people, it's a journey. You're going to mess up sometimes.
Absolutely.
So
I slip every now and then on some cheese. Forgive me. You
are going to slip, but it's a journey. Take your time, and you're going to feel the results. That's what's good about this. You feel the results.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to dig into this. Thank you so much for having us here at Ital Kitchen. Tell us where we can come here and get some more of your Caribbean flair. Where are you on social media?
ItalKitchenBK.com. You could go to the website. That was ItalKitchenBK.com, right?
Yes.
The social media would be what? It is not Facebook. What's the other one?
IG?
IG.
Okay.
So that is Idle Kitchen BK.
Okay. All right.
And probably that's just it. Google, Yelp. That's it.
So if you want to get your Caribbean flair on, and of course it will be vegan, make sure you stop by the Ital Kitchen. And also, it's not going to be so bad coming over to the green side. Look at this delicious food, the nourishment, everything. So it's okay to come on over to the green side. You never know, you might like it. Well, I'm about to dig into this food right now. See you later.
Ciao.
The IndieNYC show is a platform passionate about creating more visibility for independent artists in film and digital media. One way that you can support a New York City-based independent artist right now is by going over to YouTube and typing in "That Closet Bitch." Trust me, it'll be worth it.
Hi ladies, how y'all doing? Can I have a honey and coke? That's a cocktail. We still have to go back to the office and do a little work. She'll have a Prosecco. Prosecco. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, let's do a bottle.
Lucci was here.
We're celebrating. Hold me down if I have to knock this bitch the fuck up. Right now. I'm really excited about, where's this girl? Becoming a new me. You order me a Fashion Nova piece. What's going on with your eyes, buddy? Don't open this shit. Listen, I need to borrow a shirt that is right in the top drawer.
I just came to see Shauna, Fred. Just let me see her and I'll be on my way.
You don't know who the fuck that bitch is. That is a different individual. That is not your mama. Say hello to the motherfucking back. I don't see a motherfucking reason why we got to contribute for your ass if you gonna lay around the motherfucking house all day and scroll on the phone.
I promise, I got you. Let me hit you right back, Dad.
I fucked up. I admit it. I fucked the fuck up. And I'ma tell you how you fucking up. You go down to that goddamn deli and you get yourself a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich with extra butter. I see the shit. I see the grease in the goddamn bag.
Okay.
It's talking about this.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And then you go to the fucking Crown Fried Chicken Kennedy Nuck and Buck fucking chicken shit spot. It's okay if I eat, go like your police. Sign audition or some shit, and then until that works out, work.
Like, who doesn't do the basics of their job?
What happened? I just fucked that bitch up. Give me them motherfucking dollars, did he?
Shauna.
The fuck? Just get that shit. Get it together. Put the motherfucker in the tissue. Gets fucking falling off of the ledge and shit.
Dad, you didn't have any hot water? Oh my God. You got 4 number 2 pencils?
Go out there, smoke some weed, see the boys and don't tell your father nothing, alright?
So you got me on a movie ticket? Yeah, don't even worry about it. Fucking broke nigga shit. Shut your bald-headed ass up.
Jujubee! Somebody gonna scoop that shit up and breed it in 2 weeks, start selling them fucking babies for $85 on 125th Street.
Are you serious?
It's like I do nothing right! Alright, buddy, okay? Calm down, alright? It's not even like that, Norma. You know I fucking love her. But she don't fucking respect me. Like I fucking did something. Granted, I get that I'm fucking her father. I get that. I'ma come in there and I'ma take all them fucking clothes that I bought your fucking ass and throw them motherfuckers in the incinerator and pop you in your fucking mouth. You understand what I'm saying, buddy? You finish school and you fucking get the fuck out of here. You understand me? This is my motherfucking family, bitch!
It's new beginnings and hard work.
Cheers.
Normally what we do is that we bring people with the team to, talk about, the do's and don'ts and what we expect and stuff like that, over cocktails, food, and that's what we do today, but we're not going to do that on the team thing. Since it's just going to really be Kathy, myself, you, why bring everybody else in? You know what I mean? I'll just tell you myself.
No, I'm not well yet.
And I'm not yelling at you. I'm looking at my
That's cocktail. Some of is fucking mine, nigga.
That's how niggas become thieves.
Looking for more independent content to support? We've got you covered. Give us a follow on Instagram at the IndieNYC Show. And for a chance to see your trailer on our show, send us an email at the IndieNYCShow@gmail.com.
And we are back, but we are not alone. We have Stacey Jay's significant other, Joshua Walker. And yes, they do look beautiful in person. So those of you following their IG, it's real. Hi, welcome, Joshua.
Thank you,
Welcome.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So, Stacey wrote this book. Is it real?
Yes.
Is everything that's in this book, can we actually go through this book and have a beautiful relationship like we see here with you guys?
Yeah, I think you can. I really think you can. Everything that she wrote in the book came from personal experience. Not only with just our relationship, but her past relationships. So yeah, to answer your question, yes.
So I asked her this prior, but how did you know that with you implementing this weekly or hourly time to check in on the relationship, how did you know that she would be receptive enough to be able to
You
see the
implemented
potato?
it.
Who did? And
I think we both just decided like.
Y'all are just in sync.
we like this,
Yeah,
honestly.
we are.
We spend so much time together, we have to be like that.
Was it immediate? Like the chemistry was like, when I
was
saw
actually
him,
like
when I saw her, this was it.
Yeah, because it's like I really love her conversation. She's a really good conversationalist. So it's like we clicked. And since we first started talking, we just never stopped. We never stopped since then.
Really?
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
He doesn't believe. He
I
doesn't
don't
believe.
I don't believe in happiness. No, I'm kidding. But that's awesome. I mean, the fact that, so the book came after the relationship. How long were you guys together, as a matter of fact, before the book was written?
oh wow. So the book was actually written like sometime in July. I started.
Okay.
So July of 2018. So yeah, it was not too long ago.
So you wrote the book while while you guys were doing this hourly, let's check in.
For like about a year at that point.
So you were checking in from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the beginning. So,
Like
so
maybe 6
probably
months
like
in.
6 months, yeah. At the beginning of January last year, we started.
And
So
you,
probably like a year ago. A year ago from right now.
And do you think it? So I know if I was checking in my relationship every hour, which I should have been doing, perhaps I should have my relationship, but I don't. So had I done that, I mean, I think for me it would have started from a place of maybe some anxiety. So what was it that like spurned the whole thing, or was it just literally the genesis of you two getting together and saying, you know, let's try this, or was it more so a, I am worried. You leave, and then my heart starts beating, and I check my phone. I don't know what's going on. So tell us where it started.
So I think it honestly came from just a conversation. Like she said earlier, we both read the book 24 and Divorce, and then we read through the questions and we like, let's answer these. And instead of just like answering the questions, it turned into a whole conversation. So one small thing would turn into 20 things. And now those 20 things would turn into 50 new things. And then it's like we just started to have conversation more and more and more. I'm being dead serious.
Right,
Brilliant.
I am mesmerized.
I however, am devising ways to split you up. No, I'm kidding. So, actually, this I'm curious. I'm going to put you guys on the spot. So you guys have been together now, you said about a year and a half, or?
So it's going to be 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, in like a week.
How well do you think you know each other?
Very well.
Okay.
Oh, pretty well.
1, 2, 3. What is Stacey's favorite color? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I was supposed to answer?
Both of you.
Yes, at the same time.
We're going to try a different one. We're going to try a different one.
Black, yeah.
On 3.
It's black.
1, 2, 3. How many kids?
3.
3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What are your
Zodiac
zodiac signs? Like,
I'm Capricorn.
Yeah, I'm a
and
Virgo.
she's a Virgo.
that's a good match. Yes, that's a good match. Capricorns are really cool people.
Capricorns.
They're like
No,
really.
they're not.
Dope.
She said, no, they're not.
Remember, toxic
She a
relationships in the
hater.
past.
She a hater.
So I'm first of all, I'm amazed because not to say that you're young or anything, because there are so many people who have gone through different relationships and they haven't found the key, but it seems like what you did was successful. So how would you tell a new couple that we're getting together? Because with this tool, I think that that's something that they should probably implement from the beginning, because then you're growing and you're also learning how to maneuver against different personalities. So what would be one of the steps that you would tell someone in able to approach this to another person? Because sometimes people aren't receptive.
Oh, yeah, I know. Some people are not receptive, especially if you say, oh, you know, you should try this book. And then they're thinking like, oh, you think we have problems in our relationship?
Right.
That's the first thing they think. But it's not even about that. It's like we don't even really have problems in our relationship, but I feel like it's necessary because it's self-care. It's, you know, how you're a vegan and it's because you don't want to like bring on like those health issues later on. It's for that reason. You're doing preventative measures. Yeah. So it's like we talk about everything now before it gets worse later. Like dealing with it later once it's like grown into something huge.
Right.
There's no coming back from that. So I think it's important to start from the beginning and from when you know it's like a serious relationship.
Right.
Because you do talk about the future and stuff, and I feel like it's weird. Like, okay, we just met. Let's talk about marriage.
How many kids you got?
Right?
First date, I'd be like, where we going? Where are we going?
Nowhere. Fast. So talk to me about these trips. I'm very interested in hearing a bit more about how do you guys organize these special surprises for people?
Oh, you can do this.
I could do this?
Yeah.
All right. She's the best one at explaining exactly what we do as the company. But where it started, she took me for my first birthday together with her on a cruise. And we went to Bahamas. Yeah, we went to the Bahamas. It was dope. It was amazing. It was her first cruise. It was the best trip ever. And then I decided to surprise her surprise trip to Thailand after that. And then she took me to Egypt, and then I took her to Spain. So it was like we started a tradition of like every birthday, the other person doesn't know anything until you get to the airport. You don't know what you're doing until you're doing it.
And you've
Yeah. I surprised her at the airport.
Yeah. So we
you
didn't
can
have
tell the story.
luggage. The first time we went, I was like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
you're
I forgot
joking.
about
We don't
that,
have any luggage. Like, how are we going to go on a trip with no luggage?
Yeah.
So we got there and we went shopping out there.
Oh, wow.
But it's cheap. It's cheap.
It's cheap.
Thailand
It's
is really
cheap.
cheap.
It's cheap.
Thailand is really
awesome.
I tricked her. I told her that we was going to a meeting, in
meeting,
in the city.
So I was
you
dressed
know,
for
there's
a
no parking.
meeting.
And then you got on a plane to
Yeah,
Thailand
yeah. And I thought he was
sat that
joking.
long.
Yeah.
I would have like the
23
plane would have
hours.
landed. I would have been like,
you,
there's no
you knew
way.
where everything of hers was, so you just packed it and was just like, we're
Makeup,
out.
Everything.
Yeah,
Took
my
one
makeup-
bag and that's it.
Oh, so you knew
Yeah.
Thailand then when you got to the departure gate. Then you were like, okay.
No,
Thailand.
when we were on the plane, I found out because it doesn't say anywhere. It was the thing said what was it?
Air Asia.
Beijing or something.
Oh,
I said
yeah,
at
yeah.
first.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
so
was
Air
a
Asia.
transfer.
So I'm like, why? Like I thought we were going to California if we were gonna go anywhere. And then I see Air Asia. I'm like, do we stop in Asia?
I
Come
would've-
back.
I would have been so sick. I probably would have like died. I would have literally passed out at the airport. That's awesome.
It was amazing.
It takes a lot of trust. That is a wonderful actual exercise, I guess, in building trust in a relationship. And I'm sure that once you have trust, and you have everything.
Yeah.
Your relationship is so inspiring because, and the reason why it's inspiring to me because it takes a lot of maturity in order to be able to understand what the other person would want or need. And I know that means that you guys came together as whole people instead of two broken people. What would be the main, when you were looking for your significant other, what was the main thing that you were looking for when you were just like, okay, this is what we're going to do, and how did she manifest that to you?
Crazy thing is like I wasn't looking for anything specific. I was just like, I always told her like, if something makes you happy, just stick with that. If the person that you're with, they make you happy, stay with them. If they don't make you happy, obviously it's time to move on. So
Right.
I wasn't looking for anything in particular. And when she came along, it's like we had good conversation. We was able to joke and laugh. Everything felt comfortable. So it was just like, it literally just manifested itself. It was like, all right, you're cool, I'm cool. You want to date?
So we
And
just
she's
two
like,
cool
yeah.
people just being cute on the ground.
Oi,
like,
Mike.
oh, my.
I don't know what world. That is not how it works.
I just feel it.
I'm not part of that world. Over here in Westworld and wherever I am, I got to jump through hoops.
You have to believe. You have to believe.
You have to believe,
really
and I think
do,
you
yeah.
find what you're
Heard
looking
that.
for when you're not looking
Yeah,
for
when
it.
you're
Because
looking
there's so many
Absolutely.
people's like, oh, I want a person that looks like this, that acts like this, that does this, that has making this amount of money. Then it becomes like you're looking for something. And if
Right.
you're looking for that perfect thing, you're never
No,
going
you're
to
not
find
gonna
it.
find it.
But when you let
Absolutely.
it come to you, it's like, oh, this is perfect, and everything just works itself out.
So I'm going to ask you this, and since you guys know each other, what is the one thing that gets on your nerves about Stacey?
Oh, yikes.
About her? You
Yes.
trying to get me in trouble?
Yikes.
You say you guys are
Yikes.
perfect. Y'all
I didn't say
said
we was
We didn't say
perfect.
we're perfect. We're not
We're not
perfect.
perfect, but y'all say we don't never argue.
Yikes.
We have our little hourly meeting.
One thing that gets on my nerves, she's annoying. She talks so much. Like, she can have a conversation and go through like 6 different topics by herself without me saying a word. And I'm like, you what? You start with like, we talking about what we want for lunch, and now she's talking about her high school days. And I'm like, what's going on? So that's the one thing that gets
I think
to me.
that
I'm like,
happened on the
just
way
be
over here.
quiet, please.
Oh my.
So
oh,
yeah,
Joshua.
I like my
Put him on the
silence.
spot.
I like my
Put him on
silence
the spot.
sometimes.
Joshua
It's
was
not
down
Put him on
bad.
the
homeless.
spot. Put him on the spot.
And Stacey, what is annoying about Joshua?
Oh, let's start a list. No, I'm joking. I think the main thing is that like it's nothing wrong with being a perfectionist, but he's a perfectionist.
Oh wow.
And sometimes like he doesn't realize it, but like I'll bring it up to him obviously, like, okay, you want me to be perfect right now. Like, so those are the things, but we talk about it, and like he's gotten so much better with it. So honestly, at this point, it's really nothing. But that was something.
Well, it was amazing having you on the
It
show,
was.
but you have to let everyone know where they can follow your beautiful love story on the gram, social media, everything.
You want to go? Oh, okay. So you can purchase both of these books. So this one is the actual book, and this is the journal where you follow up with your weekly meetings. Both of those are available on Amazon.com. And you can follow me on Instagram at Stacey Jay. So it's STACEY _JAYYY. And if you want to shoot me an email or anything to talk about anything, it's hello@staceytheauthor.com.
That's it. And mine is just Joshua Walker. That's it. Just Joshua Walker. On Instagram, I don't have a Facebook anymore. If you are interested in these trips, yeah, Facebook is Never mind. If you're interested in a surprise trip planned for you, your significant loved one, anybody that you're
Cool with traveling
with, definitely check out Project Getaway, projectgetawaytrip.com or Project Getaway Co on Instagram.
No, Project Getaway Trip.
Trip on Instagram. Sorry.
Right.
Different thing.
Right.
Different thing.
Right. Next up for you guys, we've got a special new segment for you on the L Spot Show. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. How to have greener sex. Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can make your own personal carbon footprint a little smaller. It's not that we all need to make drastic big changes to our lives in order to preserve our planet. We can also make smaller changes on a day-to-day basis that will have a lasting effect. Now there are a few ways to reduce your carbon footprint, but I bet you've never thought sex would be involved. And one thing people do a lot of is have sex. So let's talk about how we can all have a healthy, fun, and greener sex life. Now, since the dawn of humanity, we've been procreating, and I mean procreating. Back in biblical times, it was called knowing, but now we refer to it as, getting it on, and we are very prolific at doing so. The average couple has sex at least once a week, and the average single person isn't too far from that either. But once you factor in the amount of people around the world, well, you get it. It's a lot of sex. One thing we all have in common sexually that we may be approaching the wrong way is condom use. Condoms are composed of a mix of latex, polyurethane, and lambskin, and that means that they are at least partially biodegradable. Oh yes, that's right. You can compost your own condoms along with all the other wonderful biological refuse from your green apartment. With over 1 million condoms sold and distributed annually, and probably most of those flushed down the toilet after being used, you can help prevent those condoms floating in our septic tanks from going back into our drinking water by letting them rot away. At the very, very least, make sure to throw them in the trash instead of the toilet. Now, another salacious green sex tip is trying different types of lubrication. While everyone has their own personal favorites, silicone-based lubes are not ideal for the environment, and putting artificial substances in your temple is so 2016. Let's instead try fresh coconut oil or, ready for this one, green aloe vera gel for a great time with your favorite partner. Coconut oil sounds a little extreme, sure, but aloe vera gel is used for just about every facet of skincare and is decadently cool to the touch. And have you ever cracked open a fresh aloe vera leaf? I mean, it just looks sexy. After the spines and the skin have been removed, all that good stuff. Anyways, these options are also completely edible if you're into that and can be used for multiple other purposes throughout your house, killing 2 birds with 1 sexy stone. These are just a few ideas for eco-friendly, greener sex, and if you decide to try any of these out, send us an email or a message, not a video, and let us know how it worked out for you. Preserving our planet and the way of life that we want to live is going to be a lifelong endeavor, and what better way to do that than to start with what all of us enjoy doing anyways by making some easy, consistent changes.
Hey, it's Sabine Franco, the Purpose Lawyer, and it's time for Sabine's Common Sense. Sabine's Common Sense term of the week is arbitration. What is arbitration? Arbitration is basically a clause in most contracts, including but not limited to business, construction, and certain types of real estate contracts. This clause says that if the parties to the contract can't get along, they agree to pay someone else to decide the outcome. That someone else is called an arbitrator. Speaking of arbitration, Jay-Z is making waves in the legal arena, not for music and entertainment this time. Jay-Z pressed the pause button on an arbitration with clothing company Iconics brand, to whom he sold the rights to his legendary Rocawear clothing brand in 2007. Jay-Z and his team expressed that there were not enough black arbitrators to choose from. The petition stated, it would stand to reason that prospective litigants, which undoubtedly include minority-owned and operated businesses, expect there to be the possibility that the person who stands in the shoes of both the judge and the jury reflects the diverse population. How arbitration works is that both sides are supposed to suggest a number of arbitrators and then choose from that pool who would decide their case. It's unfair that only non-melanated people get to make all of these decisions that affect people of color who are not seeing people who look like them and can consider their perspective as an option to make their decisions. Out of hundreds of arbitrators, AAA, the American Arbitration Association, provided only 3. One had a conflict, so basically there were only 2 black arbitrators to choose from. Jay-Z's like, nah, this ain't gonna cut it. Ultimately, the judge did not get to make a decision on Jay-Z's protest because AAA made a commitment to seek out and provide a greater number of minority, but particularly African American arbitrators. Because of these efforts, Jay-Z and his team withdrew their petition. Bravo to Mr. Sean Carter for standing his ground. It's important for each and every one of us to stand up for our culture because representation does matter. Why would a large company like Essence Communication sign a 10-year, 29,000 square foot lease in Industry City for $15.7 million? First, what in the world is Industry City? You know how Brooklyn is on its gentrification flow? Dumbo, Stuyvesant Heights, Bushwick Heights, all the names have changed. Industry City is the waterfront Bay Area located in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. So Essence decided to lease instead of buy. There are a lot of factors that go into this type of decision, but 3 common reasons are: 1, it requires less coins up front, and Essence will have the flexibility of space. If their company continues to grow, they can simply move after their lease is up rather than having to sell. 2, there is minimal maintenance required. Generally, companies are responsible for maintaining their space, but if the roof begins to leak, it's probably the landlord's problem. 3, long-term leases also offer stability for companies because even if the building is sold, their lease will still have to be honored. Good move, Essence. We're excited for your next chapter, and we appreciate your impact on the culture. That is all for today. Don't forget, please use your common sense, and if you don't have any, feel free to use mine. I'm Sabine the Purpose Lawyer. You can follow me on Instagram at Sabine_the Purpose Lawyer, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to First Hand with the L Spot, and I'm your host, Empress Lanice, and today we have Cameron J and Esther Dawn.
What's going on? What's going on?
First of all, I want to know, how you guys are doing tonight, and how did this even happen?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome.
Made it back for season 3.
Yes, Cameron is, family to the L Spot, so he's on almost every episode. So just look at season 1 and season 2 are all our videos, and you're going to see his face, even see him doing interviews like what I'm doing right now.
And the intro.
Yes. Yes. The intro to our show, the L Spot show. He is most definitely on a theme song called Watch Me Work, which is also by me, Empress Lanice, as Lima Songbird. And yeah.
Hey, Songbird.
So, Esther Dawn, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Lanice. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. So, I know that you guys met at a showcase, but what sparked for y'all to actually say, you know what, let's do an album together, a project together? What was that moment?
For me, it was, I seen the passion that he has, how he performs, and the aggression that he comes with, and so that was nice to work with. Then he kept nagging me about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yo, we need to get in the studio.
How long did it take for Cameron J to get in the studio?
Damn. How long did it took? It took 3 years.
3 years? Why you did that to Esther Dawn?
Valley to me.
I had
Valley to
other
me.
issues that I had to tend to, and missed of putting out my own projects. So yeah, and Jessica told me not to do it.
Oh my goodness! Don't put it on Empress Lanice.
Just threw her under the bus.
Most definitely.
This is Empress Lanice.
So, okay, so talk to me about On Everything. This is your new project. I know it kind of stemmed from one of the songs that you had on MSDL3.
Yes.
So, why name it On Everything, and just talk about the project, what it means to you guys?
For me, it's we're kind of the last couple of artists that really still rap, and it's not some just saying anything on a catchy beat. So, and we put that on everything that stood, like, on everything that rap is supposed to be about. We still have that somewhat.
Okay. What about for you?
For me, I agree. We what was the original project name? Money, Sex, Drugs, and Therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was supposed to be like a little twist off of MSDL3.
And his album.
And my last album, Therapy Session.
Oh,
so
okay.
we started off with that, and then we were sending each other songs and everything. So then it was just like, you know what, this kind of not fitting the theme of the type of records that we're doing, so let's change it.
Yeah.
So then Cam was like, you know, let's do On Everything.
Okay.
Whatever. So that's how the name came about, and it was like, you know, that's a fact.
I like that. I like On Everything. It also makes me feel like, you know, you guys are just saying like, I'm putting my all on everything, you know, because that's how we say like your word on everything. Like,
and then another thing about the project, the beats are not all the same, so it shows that we can go on everything.
Right, right. So let's talk about some of the songs that are on the project, because I know you have Niggas Ain't Lying. Yes.
Niggas be lying.
And
Strictly your face, niggas.
yeah, you got that one. You got On My Mind. And then also this Cardi B song. You know, everybody's loving Cardi B right now.
That's
so
a fact.
let's, you know, talk about, you know, some of these songs that's on the project.
Niggas Be Lying is actually my favorite song on there.
Why is it your favorite?
I know that.
Yeah, cause he had it on his album.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got cursed out for that too. He cursed me out for
For not being featured?
Yeah, not being featured on that song.
Okay.
when I heard that song and that beat, I was like, oh, that was made for me.
Well, that's your fault, because he been trying to get you on the track.
For 3 years.
3 years.
Now, we had a track together before.
He's definitely on MSDO3.
Yeah, I'm on MSDO3.
Yes.
That's a fact. And I sent you Therapy Session. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
I sent him Therapy Session to listen to it. And he was like, "Guy, I like this, I didn't like this. Fuck you for not having me on Niggas Be Lying."
Oh, man.
Yeah, I definitely, when I heard the beat and the hook, I was like, he knew this beat was for me. He didn't send it to me. Like,
That's crazy. Why you didn't send it to him?
I ain't think about it. It was just like, that song right there was just a long thing with that song, because it wasn't even originally on Therapy Session. My man said me like, yo, S, a Therapy Session was done. He was like, yo, S, let me get a feature or whatever. So I'm like, you know what, I bet. I scrolled through a whole bunch of beats that I had. Then I'm like, do you like this one? And then he was like, all right, cool. So then we wrote to it or whatever. And then that's how that song came about. So it wasn't even on Therapy Session. Therapy Session was done.
Oh, wow.
And then it was just like, I bet, boom. Yo, Cam, take a listen to this. Curse me out.
So what's your favorite song on the album?
My favorite song on the album, I actually have a couple. Damn, that's a good question. I like the intro a lot.
Okay.
I like the intro a lot. And I would say On My Mind.
Okay.
On My Mind is probably my favorite.
Why is that your favorite?
long verses.
Long verses. Yeah, what we did, 40 bars a piece.
Something like that, 32, I think.
On My Mind was crazy. We was in the studio and Cam came with his
nice
verse.
Little 16.
Came with his verse, and I'm like,
it's like, nah, you got like 18 more.
He got
bars
like 18 more. He's like, what? Nah, keep rapping. So we took a minute to do that one, but on My Mind, just the way the beat goes, the way it's structured, because with that beat, I actually chose the beat. What I liked about this project is like, you know, we on each other's type beats and everything, whatever.
Right.
So it showed that we could still come together with everything. So with On My Mind, I had that beat, and the way I heard it, I'm like, Cam got to go first on that.
Right.
You feel me? So I'm like, all right, Cam, go first, boom. I'm going to go second. And he did what he was supposed to do with that record.
Right.
And I personally feel like it's one of Cam's best verses.
Right.
Especially that.
Aww.
It's
About to make her cry.
Nah, it's a fact. On my jeweler. Woo! Never been a user. Cop the Rolex. Nigga, shout out to my jeweler. That was fire. See me iced out.
Yes.
Oh man, I was like, nah, Cam going off on this or whatever.
So, okay, so here's the thing that people may not know is that Cameron J is from the Bronx and Estadon is from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Brooklyn and the Bronx, we got a little, well, not real beef, but
static.
yeah.
Took that long ride to Brooklyn.
That's a fact. Every time.
Yeah, every time.
Every time.
But you guys have, like, you know, Brooklyn has its own sound and the Bronx have its own sound. So it's like, you can hear the difference, but however, on this project, it actually worked well. Like, it just brought, like, New York City kind of together, you know? So did y'all think about that, or it was just more of, like, let's just do it type of thing?
For me, I think it was a let's just do it. Not even just for the city, like, let's do it for hip-hop, for rap.
Right.
And, you know, I got my own sound. He has his own sound, and what I liked about this project is that it blended. Like, we worked together as artists. It's not like I tried to out-rap him and he tried to out-rap me. It wasn't a competition. It's like, let's do this for the project and put our best foot forward, period. Make sure it sounds good entirely.
Yeah, you guys most definitely have your own swag, and that's what I like about the project too, is that you hear Cameron J coming all smooth and, you know, talking about his jewelry and all this stuff, and, you know, and then you come in and you have that whole Brooklyn. Like, once I heard your voice, I was like, yeah, that's Brooklyn. Like, before I even knew that you were from Brooklyn, I was like, yep, that's Brooklyn. Yeah, so you just have that, you know, that swag, that flow. So I think it was cool that you guys actually meshed that together. And I feel like this is a good project for New York City, because, you know, everybody's talking about how there's mumble rap and, like, music is not, hip-hop is not the same. So for you guys to create this project, I think it's perfect timing, and just to show that New York City still has bars. We still have our own swag. It's just, you know, unfortunately, people have a certain preference of music now. Like, we just want to party and have fun, but we still have a story to tell. So I love that you guys are telling your own story and from your own perspective. So just let people know where they can, you know, get this project from and how they can get it, because I think you guys did it exclusively. Yeah, so let them know right now.
Well, you can get it on CameronJmusic.com/on-everything. And the link is there. You can get the music, download it. All you're asking for is your email. That's it.
That's it. You don't gotta buy a program, you know, Apple or Tidal or anything. You don't gotta do no subscription.
Go to the website.
Just go to the website and download it, and it's free.
Free.
It's free. Free 99.
Free 99.
All I'm asking for is an email.
Just an email, okay? Stay
like 30 of
updated. And Estadon, I know it's on your website as well, so let them know where your website is at too.
EstadonMusic.com. You can get on everything. Therapy session, everything is up there. EstadonMusic.com.
Awesome. And is there any final words you want to share with our audience? You know, this is the premiere of the Outspot show.
Oh, yes.
So, like, you guys are just making it on the first episode.
So
just, you know, take advantage right now. Say whatever you got to say, but keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
Yes.
I'm coming back for season 4, 5, and 6. Cameron J, December Sun, coming real soon.
Yeah.
Estadon, how about you?
I'm coming for season 6, 7, and 8.
Wait, so you guys trying to host the show?
Yeah.
Y'all trying to host? All right, you know what? We might do a takeover.
On everything.
I did that. I was a part of the family.
You still are. Oh my goodness.
Network till I give it up.
You still are a part of the family.
I'm too certified.
It's a fact.
Oh my gosh. So guys, just let us know if you want Estadon and Cameron J to take over the Outspot show, because I think that would actually be pretty dope.
That's a fact.
Yeah, man. On everything.
So that's it, guys. This is Firsthand with the Outspot, and stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Well, it's a wrap, and this is our first show for season 3, and I think we did a hell of a job.
I completely agree. We want to make some special thank yous for our guests today, Stacey Jay and Joshua Walker. Thanks so much for being here.
Oh, her book is phenomenal. You need to go and grab that. And of course, you need to follow them on IG, because the love story is real. But also, you need to follow me on Instagram at AbsolutelyAngelaYvonne, and also entertainment_fix_, where you can get a dose of pop culture in under a minute.
Awesome. And then you can definitely check me out as well on Instagram. That's Michael Mills, MICHEALMILLS, and that's only on Instagram.
You're so shady, Michael. And don't forget to follow us at the L Spot online for everything that we do. We're giving it to you live and in color. See you again.
Adios.
You gon' love this. I can't believe where I'm at now. I dreamt about this for a while. I knew I'd be a superstar. Didn't think I was gonna make it far. Been through trials and tribulations. Almost lost faith, thought I wouldn't make it. But my God is the greatest. And now it's my time to shine and be fearless. Now it's my time to shine and be fearless. Now it's my time to shine and be fearless. And be fearless. Claiming my time. And be fearless. Taking what's mine. And be fearless. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work.
It's time to make a movie, y'all. Cameron J. I'm a star, I shine way brighter. Everything lit, yo, they calling me a lighter. Came out swinging cause I'm born to be a fighter. Gifted with the words, so I'm known to be a writer. I done came a long way. Trip to the top and I came here to stay. Ain't worried about y'all cause today I'm feeling fearless. If you ain't showing love, I can care less. I can move through a crowd with a smile on. Got a bank full of money I can pile on. So it's lights, cameras, flash cause I'm here. Net worth bringing in a new year. Hands up, everybody celebrate. Only making big moves like a heavyweight. Flawless, how we rockin' the jewels. Front page of the time if you talking the news, you heard?
Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. Light, camera, action. Now watch me work. To shine and be fearless. Now it's my time to shine and be fearless. Now it's my time to shine and be fearless. And be fearless. And be fearless. And be fearless. Now watch me work. Now watch me work.